All right. Hey, I'm Jim the GM, and we are here tonight for our eighth session in Eberron with Caleb, Mike, and Matt. We're going to give you a quick reminder of who everybody is, maybe a rundown of how they're feeling, what they look like, and then Matt will give us a rundown of our previous game. Go ahead. We're going to start with Caleb and Flu.
All right. Yes, I am Flu. Wait, I am Caleb playing Flu. Bubani Faraj. He is a mouse shifter with bright orange hair, almost straight back, as if he's ran into the wind. Notably, he's wearing sort of a cross sash of leather that wraps around a belt, and throughout sort of his entire look is a bunch of loops for weapons. But the only weapon that he actually has is a dagger in a loop across his chest. Notably, other than that, he does have his right arm, his left arm is, I think it's left, is covered from fingertip to shoulder and strapped across his chest a metal arm. But yeah, other than that, Flu's a pretty good guy, mostly. I would like to say, he did initially think that we might be walking up on vampires. And now that Traila's there, he's not entirely convinced he's not. That's Flu.
Very nice. Go ahead, Matt.
Howdy, folks. My name's Matt, and I am playing Corsair Quinn, a halfling barbarian who is in tune with the spirits, but who treats them much like his long pals, friends that he's spent his whole life getting to know. Some might consider this to be less than reverent. But that's okay. He knows very little about his Jurassico halfling heritage, but he does know that he has this healing gift that he can take of his own life to give to others. And that's something that he does often as he's trying to regain his honor as part of his journey. And he is here a little bit beaten up after a battle, but alive and raring to go.
Nice. And Mike.
Yeah, my name is Mike, and I am playing Denander DeCaneth, a fair-haired wizard who has lost the will, or he's no longer trying to hide his dragon mark because he's more concerned about living through this trip. Den's feeling like he's ready for a different game plan the next time spiders show up around him, and he's hoping that that Eberron shard rapier is gonna be just the ticket to let someone help protect him. And he's just he's ready to get out of these woods, so he's wanting to get on with the mission here. So yep.
All right, Matt, tell us about where we are right now.
All right, so we left Vedikar and sort of headed towards Shadow Mount Forest, a journey of 3 days. We saw a pink light towards Vedikar that was sort of like glowing, almost like a beacon, but not going out. Flu discovered that his glove that he had was a glove of shocking grasp. And we made it to the forest. There were some spiders, as our friend Dan just described, and they had tied up a halfling we tried to help, but didn't really succeed in that. But we did manage to kill the spiders, and we sort of looked around, and we looked at ourselves and saw that we were quite damaged, and we sort of thought, oh, we should maybe rest. And we tried to rest, but more spiders sort of came. It was like maybe this was an area where, you know, there were just spiders everywhere and they were just going to keep coming. So we left that area and moved on, and we were eventually able to take a short rest some distance away from the spider nest. And indeed, we did find a rapier with fire damage on it. It's not technically a magical weapon until it's activated, but it has fire. And we got to the witch's house, which had all of these orbs floating around it and a creek flowing beside it. And the orbs spoke with a sort of a spirit voice to Quinn, and sort of said, this is a new experience for me. That was kind of strange. Body formed around the orb, and at that point we sort of announced our presence, and a very attractive older woman opened the door of the little witch's hut and said, oh, look, here are heroes. I need your help. And that is where we resume here today.
So Trella looks out from the door at you from her cottage and steps out, very pleased to see you. Ah, yes, heroes, right? You're heroes? Yes? Well, you must be. You're here. Absolutely. As she just continues to look around the three of you. Let's see. You can, as she gestures, come on, come in. Oh, don't mind the creek. It's my aesthetic purpose. Nice, right? And Flu and Quinn, as you guys are able to, or as the three of you are able to come across the creek, you find that it's very, very shallow. You can tell just by looking down, you can see the bottom of it. It won't come any higher than your ankles. There is something odd further upstream. Flu and Quinn, you both notice that there seems to be a little a mechanism. There's a post on one side of the creek, a post on the other side of the creek, and a long wooden plank that is above the water. As you guys come on inside of the house, she looks at you, and you walk in, and you see this this wooden cottage. It has a nice woven spun rug of green and brown and black and golden colors on the floor. On the side of the room, there's a fireplace with little bits and baubles on the mantle. She has a stove, a cast iron stove over on the side. There's a rocking chair, a table, a bed. As we said, this is only a one-room cottage. And over to the side, though, you do see what looks to be a trap door that is latched and locked over in the floor near the or on the opposite side of the wall from the fireplace. She looks around at the three of you, walks over to her rocking chair, takes a seat, and then just opens her hands. And as she opens her hands, it almost appears as though from a fog that these three wooden chairs appear, each of them with a cushion in their seat across from her. Take a seat, gentlemen.
Flew sits there kind of with his arms crossed, standing, and some cheese floats up out of his pocket towards his face, He grabs it out of the air, takes a bite, and kind of looks around, and he will sit down in either the left or right chair, not the center chair.
Go ahead.
I think Den's kind of flumped down, like he's like finally somewhere to sit down, kind of just wants to sit down right there in the center, and no hesitation really.
Quinn turns the seat around and sits on it reverse style, with his knees sort of coming around the back of the chair. And he's leaning on the back of the chair with his elbows. He's just like, well, g'day.
Turns his hat
Quinn.
around. Sorry.
And I'm guessing you're Trella, and you got a bit to explain there, Trella. Not especially fond about the way that you've been summoning heroes here, but you know we're here to hear you and here to help if it's a deed that you need doing and isn't evil. So looks at her sideways.
Looking at the three of you, yes, it is unfortunate, but I found that it had the greatest potential to bring those who would succeed at this, I hate this word, this quest that I must need assistance on.
Well, yeah, I mean, of course you want the best and you want the strongest, and that's fine, but people have been dying in the streets. And that's, you know, the authorities aren't looking too kind at it, and neither are we. These people are innocent, you know, at least some of them.
May I ask a question?
By all means.
When these people, let's see, when they died, were you there? Did they die by your hand?
I saw people die when they had the necklaces on and they triggered off each other. Yeah, I was actually under the influence of one at one stage before we figured out what they were.
Were you already on your way here, or were you just where?
Just in the town.
So instead of following with the minor compulsion that was on those necklaces, had you have come straight here, you never would have seen any of the other wearers, and none of them would have passed. You see, and she leans back and starts to rock. I had to make a decision. This is very important. What I've had stolen from me, no other exists. And I need people to get it back from me. I need someone, whether it's one person or three of you or an entire army. I sent different necklaces to different taverns. I didn't want to involve authorities. I wanted people with drive and with a desire for something greater and more than what the world had to offer. And the way I looked at it was, there were four options. If you put the necklace on and came straight here, you would never run into anyone else. And then the secondary compulsion, the one that I used to weed out those who were weaker, who would never make it anyway, it never would have kicked in. Second?
Fair enough. I
Oh.
mean, we've come for a long way away. We needed a place to rest, so we did. And it just so happened that during that time is when this all happened. And so we went to investigating it. And, well, we're here now.
Yes. Yes, you
So
are.
this item you've had stolen. Obviously, you've said it's one of a kind. Obviously, you've said that it's important that you get it back. And we're actually finders of things. That's kind of what we do.
How fortunate for me. Finders of things. What a very odd term for such... Well, and she looks at the three of you. Oh, yes, an odd term. Well, let me give you the rundown. Over a month ago now, I had invited my friend, a Mrs. Hail Marie, to help with a ritual I was casting. She was very interested and very helpful. But something went wrong during the casting of the ritual, and we were knocked out in some odd explosion that honestly should not have happened. When I awoke, Hail Marie was gone, and so was my book. I tracked her down to her tower, and I confronted her. Alas, here I am, no results, and no means. Seeing as my attempt had failed, I sent out a few dozen magical necklaces across all of Karnath to find the strongest who could help me. And it seems that I have found not just the strongest, but exactly what I needed. Finders of things.
Are you saying that maybe that you found exactly what you're looking for? That's what you said, right?
Yes.
Yeah. How about we turn the necklaces off then?
And are you wearing your necklace right now?
No, but I have one in either pocket.
Okay. You know that you don't feel the compulsion, the tug, if you're not wearing it. So she goes,
Cool.
"Yours on."
I think he'd pull the red one out that we got, and he'd kind of look at it, and you got one of these things on?
No. But and she looks at you and she says, "You have done some weeding for me, haven't you?"
I think he sticks the necklace back in his pocket and sits back in his chair.
Okay. And she just smiles and nods at you. Well, let's see, real quick. I want you guys to do a couple of rolls for me. Caleb, first of all, you don't need a roll on this one because you actually did this roll in the previous game. That'll let you add to it. Remember when you asked if there's anything ancient in this woods?
Yes.
Yes. Well, and I told you it was a tower. Well, Hail Marie said that, or Trella said that Hail Marie is living in a tower. Yeah. What do you guys want to know? And I'll get you into some of those roles. Because you've got a moment here, you're sitting comfortably. The fire is warm and it's making it much more comfortable inside than it is outside.
Okay. As far as Quinn's concerned, he'd like to know, perhaps not exactly what the item that was stolen does, but at least a bit of an idea. And also, she said that she had tracked down this Hail Mary to her tower and confronted her, like a little bit more information as to what happened in that confrontation.
All right. So go ahead and make a persuasion roll for me. While he's making that persuasion roll, Mike, what are you? Is there anything that you'd like to know more, or do you have any questions?
I think Den is examining the space like from an arcane perspective. She seems to obviously be very powerful, and I'm just curious if there's like some power source in the room or some like artifact in the room that would be recognizable to someone who's like knowledgeable of that kind of thing.
Okay, cool. So you're looking for see like what kind of arcane instances might be already at work here?
Right. Even if it's just like, oh, she has a crazy alchemy set in the corner, like that's more information than I had coming in the door. So
cool. Then I want you to make an investigation roll for me, and you are proficient in Arcana, right?
Yeah.
Then you can make that investigation roll at advantage. While he's doing that, Matt, what was your result?
I got 14.
Cool. With that 14, she looks at you and she says, well, when I got into the tower, to be completely honest with you, I was still able to work some of my magic and phase through much. It wasn't much of a problem, but I wasn't able to necessarily physically interact. Had I been able to physically interact, then, well, I would have my book. But upon reaching Hail Marie, and, well, she was not very interested in talking with me nor returning my book. But looking through her tower, there are many, many rooms. There was no, let's see, there was no door that I could find to get in, which was odd. Upon first arriving, going through, there was storage rooms, and there were automatons, and many of them seemed to respond to seeing me in my spectral form. And upon trying to attack me, it was strange and odd. There were spikes coming out of floors and walls and electricity, and it seemed like poison gas was spewing from. I couldn't keep it straight. It seemed very maze-like, mind you. But to make a long story short, when I found Hail Marie and she proved uninterested in giving my book back, well, I was in a state of rage. At which point I very quickly came back to my own body, and well, I can tell you that then I did find that there was, in one of the thickest parts of the woods outside of the tower, there seemed to be an odd arrangement of stones. I would look into that if I were you. They looked to have been placed there rather than have been natural. But as I said, Hail Marie was not very cooperative. In fact, she told me that she was going to keep this book and that it would never return to my hands.
And what would she have to gain from this book?
Oh, it's my spell book. Didn't I say that?
Well, you said that she was your helper, that you were performing a ritual.
Well, I needed another strong witch with me.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Sometimes you do need a few more than one person, and that's why we hang out together, the three of us.
Yes, yes. Why we hang out together. And while you're hearing while we hang out together, she's saying that and finishing the conversation with you. And Mike, Den is looking around, and that almost looks like it's paused that way. Oh no, is it?
What?
Oh, sorry, your icon was paused with you doing this. I was like, oh no, we lost him. Just as it's back to him.
Nice.
You've got a 20, you've got a 21 on your investigate. So the 21 on your investigate is very fortunate because what it's going to allow for you right now, excuse me, what it's going to allow for you right now is, yes, you are able to notice a faint little magical twinges, not necessarily auras or being able to point out too much of magical effects that are obviously on, but you can recognize that there is an alchemy table set up off to the side. She has some very, very nicely, intricately carved items, staves, wands, figurines over in the corner. For her saying she's a witch and these looking to have had a lot of effort put into them, you safely assume that those are probably something of hers that she can use. You do recognize, looking for the arcane, that she does have an orb sitting on her mantle. She has a wand on the table next to her. And with that 21 of investigation as well, you actually pick up on faint scratching coming from the latched and locked trapdoor.
Oh, good. Yeah, so I think looking around the room, Den's ears kind of perked up when he heard her say spellbook. That he was like, oh, because he's noticing all this stuff. Like, she is a serious magic user, and her spellbook is something that's obviously very valuable to her, but also to anyone who could learn from it. And I think with the scratching, can Denko, like, what is the posture in the room right now? Like, she seemed pretty happy to go on and on about stuff, her story and stuff. Like, is she watching us intently, or is she just
So this room, as I said, it's a single room cottage.
right?
And she's sitting in a rocking chair beside the fireplace, beside the mantle, and you are all, the three of you are, like, she's got her back to the wall and she sees you and the whole room.
Okay, I think Den's just gonna not hide that he knows really, and Den's gonna say, "Is that more spiders in your basement there?" I'm beginning to hate spiders, Trella.
She said, well, how did you know I had a spider in my basement?
Is that lock sturdy?
Very, very.
Okay.
Would you guys like to make an insight on her for that?
Sure. I'll just go ahead and say that Den believed every word of that. Rolled a 4, so Den's just like, okay, great, because I really hate spiders.
Caleb, Matt, Flu, Quinn, what'd you guys get?
I did not roll, but I will.
Oh,
No, you're fine. This is probably not much better.
What are we rolling?
Insight?
insight?
Yeah, I got an 8.
Yeah, you fully believe her.
Insight of 19.
Sweet. You don't believe her. You don't believe at all that there's a spider down there. That doesn't sound like a spider to you at all.
Quinn's like, leaning intently on the back of this chair. And he's like, yeah, mate. Nah, it's not a spider. We battled those spiders, and it's not a spider. Call your bluff on that.
Oh. Oh, you caught me. You're right. It's not a spider. It is, however, the owlbear that has been wandering around through my forest.
Nice. Owlbears.
Would you like to make an insight on her still? Are we at the point where we're like, you know what, this lady...
I think Den just doesn't trust her anymore after he so blindly trusted her, and then she got caught in a lie that he believed. So it's kind of like...
So Din and Flu, if you want to make an insight on her, since you've already shown you can't really tell when she's lying, you have disadvantage on your insight checks.
Oh, lucky for her, because I rolled a 20 on my first one. Oh, double crits, baby.
Getting around the way.
Freaking insight check. Hooray me.
Well,
22.
I rolled a 4 and a 1, so...
Quinn?
On that second one, 15.
Okay, cool. So, again, Quinn, you're like, no, I think she's telling the truth this time. Yeah, it's definitely an owlbear. Quinn, you believe it. Din, you believe it. Flu, you're like, no, right there. I can tell. I know now. So you know she's lying.
Yeah, I think he gets up and he looks around. And he says, so this thing's been running around here for a while. How long you had it down there?
Oh, only a few days.
A few days? Where'd you find it? That's pretty impressive.
I found it in a trap that I had set for it. It had been causing a lot of trouble with needing to, with my ingredients that I can find in these woods. That is why I stay out here. So much of the ingredients that I could use for my rituals can be found easily within these woods.
So you're saying you can definitely leave your house?
I can, absolutely.
I see. That's just so you know, I don't know a whole lot, but through a little bit of reading, I'm not 100% sure that you're on the level with this still, which is making me a little hesitant to help you out. I think probably what would be best would be if you just really started, give us an idea, like tell us the truth. Otherwise, we're probably just going to leave. And I think he's going to summon a longsword into his hand and just very carefully kind of slide it into his back.
She looks at you, still smiling, expression unchanged. Fine. You're right, it's not an owlbear. It's my sister. She's a hag. It's quite unfortunate.
Yeah, so why are you keeping her in your cellar?
Well, she's a hag. We wouldn't want her out, would we?
Yeah, honestly, I don't know. It's hard to tell. This is just the woods, and a lot of things go on in the woods. So I don't, if you ask me, I don't really. It just seems like a strange thing to do, and then to lie about it, go through such extensive means to try and deter us from what we're looking at. Especially, we came all the way out here to help you, right?
Pardon me, sir. It was your friend who began asking about it. If he had never asked about the sound he heard, we never would be having this part of the discussion.
All right, here's a question for you. What were you guys doing when Hail Marie took the book?
Well, I was unconscious.
I see. How'd you get there?
There was an explosion.
Leading up to that moment, you said you was doing the rituals. What were you doing?
I was doing a ritual for us to be able to contact the voice behind the stars.
So there's a high likelihood that,
Little augury, future reading, fortune telling.
and you didn't see this one coming, huh? Am I right? And he takes a bite of cheese and he goes back into it. He says,
I did fail my ritual.
I hate that for you. Now, there's a high likelihood that if we go and we take this quest on for use, that we're going to end up maybe having to talk to Hail Marie. Now, what's she going to say if I ask her all these questions? What sort of feedback is she going to give me?
I'm certain that she's going to tell you what she told me. She'll die before I get the book back in my hands.
And what do you think would compose someone to maybe take a stance like that? Is there some danger? Are you what's going on here?
It is my entire collection of spells. Sure. Pardon my rudeness. What was your name again?
They call me Bubani Fromage, but you can call me the flu. You know why? Because you were about to get it.
Oh. How nice.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Flu, this is hardly the time to be making a pass at her.
And as you say that, she looks over at you and she says, "And your name, sir?"
It's Den.
Den.
Den's enough.
Then there were two. Ha 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 ha.
No, Den's enough.
Den Denuff. All right, Mr. Denuff. And your name, sir?
I just said it. My name's Quinn.
Quinn, of course, there, right? Yes, there. Sorry, sometimes I get caught in a pattern. So, Flu, because I'm going to catch you. Den Denuff. And Corsair Quinn. Well, gentlemen, does my offer sound like one that you would choose to endeavor upon?
Well, you haven't said what we get out of this deal.
Oh yes.
I mean, I don't know about these fellas, but I'm not
Definitely
going
don't
nowhere without an incentive.
Yeah.
Well, as you can see, I'm a woman of meager means, but
You're right.
Yeah, mega means that can capture an owlbear or your sister, whatever else. I'm sure you're of mega means.
You are absolutely pointing out why I have no need for money. I can capture it. I can take it. But I do have one vice. And she stands up and walks over to a table along the wall and picks up this box about the size of her hand, walks over, sits down, puts it in her lap in the rocking chair, and opens it up, and it is full of gems. And she says, "Should you bring my book back to me, I would be willing to part with 3 gems."
Wait. Are you offering us gems that are just gonna... You cast spells on these. It's obvious. This isn't the first time we've seen your gems.
No. These are different. So the gems in your necklaces are maybe the size of a thumbnail, whereas the gems that she has are probably about that big. These are all fairly large gems. And she laughs and she says, no, these are for me. I would never, ever part with these for my magic. However, I would be willing to part with 3 of them. Oh, each.
I mean, sounds all right. My friend Den here would be interested in grabbing a couple of spells off you. I mean, he can probably write them out on a different piece of thing if you'd be willing to do that. I'm sure that he could get a lot of use out of some extra spells.
On that note, I can't help but feel that just taking your spell book with us when we leave would be more valuable than 3 gems apiece. I mean, we could, if it's that important to you, an obviously powerful magic wielder, it's probably worth a lot more.
My book is very, very valuable to me. But, and at this point she looks up and there's a look in her eyes. It's been different. That's different than anything you've seen so far. She says, the book has my own cipher, both magical and mundane. And the likelihood that the 3 of you and your ability to be able to read my book, it just won't happen. However, and she shakes herself out of that. Hail Marie is a wizard as well. And if you're able to find some way to get the book back, my book back for me, you can keep her book as well.
I see you got lots of things around the room. There's like that staff over there, some figurines. See that nice shiny thing on your mantle. I mean, down here, like I said, he's got some magic of his own. And I'm sure, gems, they're valuable and we can sell them. And I'm not opposed to that. Surely there might be one of those many things that listed that you could, part with, to another spellcaster, a person not necessarily following in your footsteps, but
I think
magical abilities.
I think Den is going to, with the look that she gave him, he has grown uncomfortable in here, and he's just in his mind gonna solve the problem by casting detect magic to see if the gems have a spell or anything cast on them.
So as you begin casting, you see as you begin casting that Flu gets up out of the chair, and he has just reached his hand into the bag, pulls something out, and as you're beginning to cast, he gets up and he walks toward one of the windows. Quinn, you see that as well. Den, you can't tell if the gems are magical or not, because as upon casting that, you are overwhelmed with the amount of magic that is surrounding you. And in the split second that you have before your entire field of vision is filled with this glowing, you see those things that I pointed out. That corner with all of those items that I mentioned, it immediately pulls as a focused beam of light toward you, that orb, that wand, you get tiny little specks and other parts from around there, and her. And because the box with the gems is in her lap, her light overshadows all of that.
All right, I'm just going to bask in the glow for 10 minutes.
You can turn it off.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding.
You're like, nope, this is awesome.
This is the most magical place I've ever been in more ways than one. I mean, have you seen this light fixture?
All right, and as Flu, as you're looking at that real quick, you just hear a from Den, but as you read it, it says, "Whoever made this is very strong and very practiced. Do not trust them."
Yeah, I think he would just fold it up and put the note kind of back. He would just put it in his pocket.
And as you put it in your pocket and turn to come back, and Den is still Quinn. She looks right at you, and then over to Flu, and she says, 4 gems each.
I mean, I was sold at 3. I was just, advocating for my friend. But 4, yeah, sure, I'll take.
And then looks over at Den. Is 4 gems good?
Yeah, I suppose so. Are there any spells you might make me aware of that will help us into the tower?
Well, as I mentioned,
or traps that we should be aware of, perhaps?
Okay, cool. Actually, here's what I would like. Nah, you go ahead since you asked it. Make a. Where is it? Oh, you've already beat this. She mentions that there are guards that are automatons. Some look like statues. Some look like spiders. She mentioned spikes coming out of walls and floors already, and there seeming to be poisonous gas and lightning.
So the only thing that you need us to do then is to just go get your spell book right. That's it?
Absolutely.
Okay. Just for my own curiosity, what you were trying to see the future.
Right.
You've done that before then, I guess, huh?
Not to this extent.
What were you hoping to find?
Persuasion.
Let's see. How about a 12?
A 12. With your 12, she says, in some of my other auguries, in some of my other attempts at short term, at less defined readings, there has been, it's continued to come up some. Are you familiar with Dalcor, right? The dream world.
Maybe I read a little bit about it, but not a great deal, no.
Well, thousands of years ago, hundreds of thousands of years ago, there was a war. between Dalcor and those who lived on the lost continent of Zendrick. And in that war, the way that it ended was all of the gates on all of Eberron were destroyed, stopping all travel from Dalcor to Eberron and Eberron to Dalcor. In my readings, they have led me to believe that there is one gate that has not been destroyed, but has remained dormant.
And so your hopes are that maybe you'll be able to find out where it is?
No, I was trying to find out what was going to come from that.
So I'm having a hard time getting over why your friend, the other witch, why she would be having such a problem with you just sort of peeking into the future, seeing what's going on.
As I told you, I am very powerful, and my book contains my entire set of spells. It is not beyond her, I now see, to allow for her to want my power. The seer that I am.
How long has she had with it?
Well, it has been over a month now.
It's been over a month, and you say that it was written in a cipher. Would she? How long have you known her? Would she know some of your cipher? Have you shared some of your secrets with her? Would she be able to read it?
She would most certainly not be able to read it. Not unless she found both the cipher and how to disenchant my magic. However, we aren't necessarily friends. We are colleagues who work together when is necessary. I have helped her with some of her devices and her sick creations. And she, in turn, when needing more powerful, it is good to have three, and so I bring her in to help, and things, well, usually work out. She's never gone so far as to steal from me.
And this relationship, that you've got with her, it's been going on for many, many years, I'm guessing.
Oh, I would not say many. She has only taken to that tower in the past 6 years. Before
So
that,
you've been working with her for about 6 years-ish. Here and there, not all of the time.
Right.
She shared in some of your magic, you shared in some of her magic. And now, after 6 years of getting to know you, of doing things with you, then she decides to take your book. It seems like maybe she's been planning this a while. An explosion went off in a ritual that wasn't designed for that, which caught you off guard. She obviously planned that. This wasn't a random strike. She's clearly taken it with a purpose, and she's likely taken it because maybe she's discovered how to read it. Like, if she wanted it from the start, when she first met you, she's had 6 years to plan this. She's had 6 years to learn some of your secrets. If she had found a way to decipher it and disenchant your magic, as unlikely as that might be, as powerful as you are, and if she's had a month to read that, what might we expect if that's the case?
To not return.
And is she as powerful as you are without having read your book?
We are equal in power, yes.
And you say your sister's a hag. You say she's in the basement. Is she as powerful as both of you are?
Oh, no, no. She's just violent.
She's just fine. And have you used her as part of your 3 before?
I have had to, yes.
And she's a hag.
Yes.
Are you a hag?
No.
Is your friend, well, partner a hag?
Oh my, no.
But you've used once or twice or however many times your sister who's a hag because she's got some magic power.
Just for being a hag, I assume that she holds magic.
And is she your blood sister?
Oh no, no, no.
So you just call her sister?
Yeah, she's part of your coven.
Yes.
Right.
Are you some sort of projection that she's created and put in front of us?
Wouldn't that be interesting? And you watch her think about that. But no, I'm not.
Flu kind of looks at the other two and he says, "Well, I guess this means that we've got everything we need. Huh? We could probably maybe bed down, stay here for the night, and then embark tomorrow. What do you think? What do you think?
Yeah.
Is that a good
Is
idea?
there a less creepy place we could sleep? Maybe away from the hag door?
Actually, she goes and over to the kitchen and pulls a mason jar, down out of one of the cabinets, unclamps it, the lid unhinges, and she grabs 3 walnuts, turns around and looks at you and grabs a 4th. And she comes up to you and she goes, 1, 2, 3. She waves her hand over each one, holds the 4th one in her palm up, waves her hand over it. Gentlemen, each of these walnuts will give you a full day's rest just by eating it. Go ahead.
All right. Seems like, yeah,
Or,
what could go wrong?
Yeah,
Or
famous
no.
last words.
if you would like to save it, be my guest. But, Flu, you remember that this tower is on the other side of the woods. So it's going to take you a good week to get over there.
Even if we went out of the woods and around.
Absolutely, because you're 3 days into the woods right now.
Okay.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. You're only a day into the woods. Because of the way that it'll work, if you go out and around, it will take about as much time because of it's shorter to go through the woods, but like shorter in mileage. But if you go around, it's shorter in time by a day. So it's a difference in 7 days or 6 days.
That looks like we got ourselves a little ways to go here. If you guys think we could make it, we could probably get out of these woods and maybe camp outside.
There's a plan. Out of the spider woods. Quinn, I trust your sword is ready? Do your little punch.
Yeah, I have that rapier. I have my hatchet. She's Peaches, mate.
All right. Well, Trella, just to make sure, you can't like teleport us to the tower or anything handy like that, since you're such a wise and powerful witch.
I cannot do that much without my spellbook.
Yeah, it did seem like your memory is kind of going. So, I guess we'll get out of your hair. If you can call the spiders off, and we'll be on our way, guys.
The spiders are not under my control, nor is the owlbears. But again, 4 gems if you return with my spellbook, and you will be able to handle Hail Marie. I believe you. I believe in you. You are the finders of things, and you can find this for me.
Yeah, I think Flu would kind of stand up from his seated position, kind of walk over to where the door was and open it. And he'd look outside and he'd turn around. One last thing before we get out of here. You've got the what's the dam for?
The dam? Oh, to stop up the creek.
Yeah, for what kind of purpose would you have to stop the creek?
At some points, the creek, especially coming through the woods, the stream becomes too heavy, and I must, unfortunately, dam it up to cause the water to go around me, more so than what the creek can already handle.
You're not running water isn't like an issue for you, right?
No. Why would it be?
Yeah, I just, these woods. I think maybe they're making me a little crazy. But it takes a week to get there, so maybe we'll see you in a couple weeks.
I would appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And I think he would walk out.
And as you're walking out, you feel another tug in the bag.
Yeah, I'd go for it.
It says, "Oh, and thank you for sending. What's the name you made up for him?"
It's the name you made up, Gyrix.
Gyrix. Don't you blame this on me.
It's a guy named Rick, Gyrix.
So yeah, he's like, thank
Gary
you.
Gyrix.
Wow. Yeah. So he says, thanks for sending Gyrix. I'll make sure to be on the lookout for him.
All right. Onwards.
All right. So you guys are able to travel and kind of seeing what you've run into, and you take the way around. You're able to find, you're more familiar with the trails and the markings of what will cause the most trouble for you. Something is really itching at you, though, Den. Like something is really just at the back of your mind bothering you. Can you just make a flat wisdom roll for me?
Great, love that. Den is not very wise for as smart as he is. Yeah. Well, it flirted with landing on 17, but it rolled onto a 1. So
onto a 1. So
yeah.
What's your total?
What's that?
What's your total?
1.
You have no wisdom?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It's just a foolhardy, smart, but not wise in the ways of the world.
He's extremely distracted by spiders.
He's extremely distracted by the promise of information, so he's kind of like, well, I'm going to go get that fucking spell book.
So just a heads up for you to be on the same page as me now. There is something that you are like, God, I'm supposed to remember this. By the 9, why can't I not remember this? And you'll probably even get to the point of like starting to talk to the group during the traveling, and even going as far as to like play games to like talk to me about some stuff, guys. Like trying to get them to say something that jogs is that one thing that ignites your memory, and you just don't got it. You don't. There is something that you are like, I am supposed to know this. This should be very, very obvious to me, and it just doesn't click. So
Sounds right. Sounds like Dan.
you guys are able to travel at time, and you start make it back into the woods, finding your way through, and very soon you are starting to see over the tops of the trees in the distance a tower.
I think Flu would have played the note from what's his name from Zilch pretty close to the chest until we get to the point where we can sort of see the tower. And I think when they're taking a stop for a piss break or something like that, he would kind of walk over while, say, Quinn's messing with Fitzum or something like that. He'd kind of walk over and he'd just have the note folded between his fingers and he'd just hold it out kind of towards Quinn. And he'd say, Zilch sent this while we were in the witch's house.
All right. Gonna take it. Read it. Go. Yeah, no shit, mate.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get it. It makes sense. But I don't know. It seemed like maybe she was trying to convince you guys by majority to take these 4 gems. Just, if it wasn't clear, it should be.
I reckon she's probably a hag. She's in a coven.
I don't know. She's
I mean,
certainly the most magical person I've been around in a very, very long time.
And she said that this other partner of hers is just as powerful as she is.
Yeah,
So
I'm
we're
not
gonna
even
come up
sure that room was real.
Well, the seats weren't, because, I mean, she waved her hands and they appeared.
Certainly.
I don't know, mate. We'll just...
Yeah, I just think maybe we should talk to Hail Marie before we make any final decisions. Get a read on her as well.
Yeah, I mean, it can't hurt. Well,
I'm
we'll
not
see what
sure
happens.
how easy that will be, but it certainly is a better plan than storming her tower. I mean, if it's anywhere near as well fortified as Trellis seemed to think it is, I mean, she probably even undersold it to convince us to go. So,
yeah, I mean, there's not going to be a door. It's going to be interesting. I guess we'll check out that pile of rocks that she said that was nearby. Maybe there's a hidden entrance or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll be right. We're the finder of things.
or it's a trap.
It's a trap.
Yeah,
One of
that's
those.
definitely what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that if that room wasn't real, I'm thinking that she might not have been there. And if that's the case, well, that means she might have been up in the tower. Of course, maybe I'm just saying all the things everyone's thinking. But, that's what I'm here for.
At least those, well, she says anyway, necklaces are deactivated.
Yeah, speaking of, Flu would take that as a second. He put one of the necklaces on, the red one.
The red one does not have a tug.
Yeah. You've got a blue one there as well, right?
I do. I think I would take the red one off and put the blue one on.
It has no tongue.
And Quinn had tried the other one, whatever you're not wearing, at the same time to see if he gets drawn in.
There's no tug, and when you both look at each other, there's no urge to fight.
All right. Well, she could reactivate these at any time.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep these in the pocket if that's cool.
Yeah. Quinn takes it off again, hands it back to you. But interesting experiment. All right, let's get to this tower.
Yeah, let's get on. Shake it loose. It's time to go.
Okay. So you guys, are you going to go up to the tower, or are you going to try to find the stone ring?
I think I'm going to be, while we're doing whatever we're doing, I think I'm going to be looking for signs of traps, because that is something that was said.
I think, don't know about anyone else. I think Quinn would aim for the tower, knowing that it's the better landmark. And once we found the tower, if it's true that it doesn't have a door or anything, at that point he'd potentially consider seeking out the pile of rocks. But I think the tower's the better landmark, so it's what we'd be aiming for. I think, well, at least that's what Quinn would do.
Yeah, that makes
All
sense.
right. Do a quick investigation roll for me. And if multiples of you are doing it, then one of you do it with advantage.
I should probably do it.
Right. Go ahead with advantage.
Oh, my rolls tonight. Oh, fuck. Wow. Luckily, that I should probably do it helps, but what's this? 12.
Okay, with a 12, you walk around and you're like, man, this is worked stone. This is not new. This is old. This is there is no door. There are no windows. It is a straight up stone tower that is made by hands, not made naturally. There are, you do notice about the size of a coin, holes spread out intermittently around abdomen level, all around the tower. And upon looking at those holes are slanted upwards into the tower. Instead of from outside going in, it's outside going in.
All right. And you say it's been a week, so
Yeah.
So long rest is assumed. Yes.
Yeah.
okay.
So you said there are holes at like waist level?
Yeah. That when you take a closer look at them, they're not straight in. So like you can't
They go
look at
in.
it, but then again, they're not like from outside looking in, so you can look down into it. You can look up
Great.
into it. But
Love
again,
a good murder hole.
Yeah, I think Flu would look around to see if there's, like, if this is some sort of waste removal system, or if water comes out. He's trying to figure out what these holes are.
It's usually hot oil or hot sand, in my experience.
hot oil or hot sand. That's right. And feathers from up top. No, go ahead and make an investigation roll as well. He's found them and you're trying to inspect them.
That is a 22.
All right, with your 22, you absolutely, whatever it is some sort of system to let whatever's inside flow out. They are immaculately kept clean. They are smooth, always only go almost as if like no hands could have made those. That's not natural. It's not man-made. Somehow these holes are different.
Is there
In
any?
fact, with your because you know that already know this tower is an old landmark in these woods. What you know of this tower, like it has gone from in hands and out of hands and exchanged, and at one point the woods didn't even mark this. It was used as at first somebody thought it would be a tower for what would have been an old a tribal princess to have lived at the top and seen the woods from afar. And over generations upon generations, as the woods came closer, it ended up turning more into a military outpost. And then when the woods took it over, it just was left out of use. However, with it being a tower that somebody should have been living in and a tower for military outpost, it is odd that there are no windows.
Yeah, seems odd that this wasn't something that that she brought up when we were talking about it. She just told us about a back door. Where's the front door?
Doesn't look like anyone wants us to get in, to be frank.
She said there wasn't a door.
Ah, sorry, I must have been reading that
She was
note.
she was phasing through it. She said there was no door, and that's why she had to phase in, and that's why nothing hurt her when she got in, because she was phasing.
All right, so what do we think? We're looking for trap's door.
The stone ring, maybe? I'm going to go ahead and cast Detect Magic and see if this thing just lights up like a beacon.
Okay. No, it does not light up like a beacon. In fact, you do get small, minuscule amounts of magic. There are blocks spaced evenly around the tower and at about 15-foot increments going up to the top of 30 feet. That have residual magic. Like you're realizing that something magic happened to them, but not recently at all. And then also each one of those little shoots.
Okay, I don't necessarily intend on using the spell jump, but is it assumed that if you can jump real high, you can land safely from real high, or is that not the case?
It's not the case.
Okay. Well, guys, I think maybe we should search out the stone ring. Is that what she called it?
So, have we got access to the entire tower? Like, as far as what's on the bottom, are we able to walk all the way around its base?
Yes.
So I mean, Quinn would go around, and he would like knock on trees that were as like the closest thick stumped trees to see if they were hollow, and he would stomp on the ground all the way around the tower first to make sure that, and he would sort of clap his hands different amounts of times, and he would, just do random things like that to see if anything changed.
Okay. And make an investigation roll for me.
Terrible. I got a 0.
You are certain, absolutely certain, that none of these things that you are doing, that what you were what you're intending, it's not there. You are certain.
Yeah. Right. Well, yeah. I guess we go to the stone thing. I figured something might change, something might be different. There might be something else hidden, obscured from sight, but doesn't seem like it. Unless you guys have any better ideas.
Yeah, no. I mean, I guess we got to try and find a way in.
Before Quinn walks away, he looks up. How tall is the tower?
30 feet.
30 feet. And how many feet would it have been around it? Like to walk around it, or on one edge anyway?
The tower is a circular tower, and it is easily going to do a full walk around. It's about 300 feet.
So it's about 75 feet on each straight away, for want of a better word. I mean, circular, but if I was to walk in a straight line, it's about 75 feet on each. All right. Cool. I would look up and I would say, open! Just in case, Quinn's a bit superstitious.
Nothing happens.
All right.
Den looks at Flu and looks back at Quinn, just kind of, Flu, I think we should try and find that stone ring. I think it's about time.
Yeah.
I mean, he's all but alerted the witch to our presence.
She
might already know.
Before.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe we should let him keep going.
I mean, I'm sure you guys
Quinn, maybe
are
you
having
can try
a good
calling
laugh
out
at
to
her.
Maybe spin around in a circle and yell out, "Hail Mary, Hail Marie, Hail
Yeah,
Marie."
how far you think you can throw one of those bears?
Real quick.
How many Hail Marys do you think you could say?
With you saying Hail Marie, shouting out Hail Marie now, it finally clicks on you that you have done this before.
What?
Oh, good.
Den, you have shouted out the name Hail Marie before, and it finally clicks.
Tell me where it is before I make the brothel joke.
Hail Marie was the name. Let's see. In life, she went by Hail Marie DeCaneth. And she wasn't your grandmother, but she was your grandmother's sister. As a young child, you remember her being around your grandmother often. And then you remember she was an excoriate. That term means
What?
that she was kicked out of House DeCaneth.
Oh, so she's like exiled from the house. Great.
And upon that happening, when you were a child, of like 8, let's say, she was never seen, heard again.
Yeah, so I think Den just in saying her name over and over is like, oh, guys, I know who she is. I have met Hail Marie before. She has one of these and points to his arm where it's glowing from his dragon mark. It matches perfectly. She's my grandmother's sister.
You mean like a great aunt?
Maybe. I mean, I didn't know her that well. She was a pretty good aunt.
Yeah, she was your mom's aunt, so she's a great aunt.
I mean, she's no better than any of my other aunts. That's beside the point.
That's not a funny joke. So what's this mean? Does this mean you yell a couple of times when we get in? This should be fine.
Should be fine. But you see, when someone is kicked out of one of the dragon marked houses and disappears off the face of Eberron, as far as I know, I haven't seen her since I was a child. So she's an excoriate. Something. I don't really remember the name for it.
Cool. Yeah, so if she's inside, this should be pretty easy, right? You just say, hey, Aunt, I think you're great.
I mean, if you want me
right?
If you want me to try and summon the powerful witch that we're coming to steal something from, I can try.
I mean, we're not stealing yet.
Wait, is she a witch? I thought you said you knew her.
Yeah, new, past tense.
Like you fell out of touch?
Yeah, like that.
Okay.
Like I fell out of touch. She might be evil. She might be bent on world domination. She might be bent on revenge against me and my family. You know, the normal stuff.
Yeah, that sounds normal. Okay. Yeah. Let's do that then. The thing you said.
You want? Okay, I'll call for her, and I think Dan is gonna yell over his shoulder as he's like kind of swiftly walking away. Just Aunt Marie, Hail Marie de Kenneth, and kind of like trying to be further away from those holes in the tower as he yells up to the tower.
Nothing. You wait a couple of moments. No response.
Yeah, let's find these ring of rocks. Let's do this.
Do we have to? I guess we've come this far. Let's. Is there anything tall around that I could send one of my agile little friends up to survey the area? Besides the tower, obviously.
Oh yeah, this is the woods.
Oh, if one of you one of you guys want to climb up one of these trees and take a look around, I think we might have a better chance from a high vantage point.
And which of your little guys are you sending up?
Anybody? Anybody?
Are there any windows in this place, by the way?
None.
Nope.
Right. And what do you want us to do, Dan?
Climb a
We've
tree.
got to find something that looks like a ring of stone that might be a way in. I mean, there's obviously no way in. You clapped in everything, so.
I mean, if anything was going to open it, me clapping was going to be the thing, mate.
I've always said that.
Yeah. So, She said, in the thickest part of the woods, outside of the tower, has an odd arrangement of stones. So we're looking for the thickest part of the woods.
Yeah, sure. You could probably see that from up in that tree.
Sure. I try to climb the tree.
Hey, while you're up there, see if you can see anything better on the tower.
Yeah, mate, I got this. Do I need a check to climb the tower?
To climb the tower? Absolutely.
To climb the
A tree?
tree next to the tower or around the tower.
Sure. Make an athletics roll.
Nat 20, nat 20, nat 20.
I got a 15.
Cool. 15 is enough for you to make it up to a tree. It was a fairly difficult climb because the trees in this area do not have any low-hanging limbs. You have to climb the trunk, and you're able to climb the trunk about 20 feet up, and very impressive, until you're finally able to get a hold of a limb and pull yourself up, make it easier.
All right. Perception check.
You're passive. Once you've made it up to about 30 feet up, you see the top, and it looks like flat stone.
So the top of the tower is flat stone. I'm looking for the thickest part of the woods. Can I tell from up here which is the thickest part of the woods, which direction it is?
Absolutely. It seems that off to your 3 o'clock, it seems as though there's a extremely dense copse of trees.
All right. So can Flu and Den still see me?
Yeah.
I point in the direction so that they and watch them as they sort of align themselves with that direction. How far is this tree from the tower itself?
The tree is about 15 feet.
All right. I'm going to try and leap from the tree to the top of the tower.
Okay, you're not going to have enough room to get a 10-foot running start.
I should have cast jump on you before.
All right, it's just flat acrobatics check.
Athletics to jump.
Oh yeah, nat 20, which is a total of 21.
Let me find this. Long jump. You can leap your strength score.
I can leap my strength score.
And when making a standing long jump, you can only leap half that distance. So you probably looked at that and are like, I can't do this from a standing jump.
Okay, that's fine. Make my way down.
I like to think you changed your mind as you were leaping and did like a cool turn and like swung down the branches of the tree and like ta-da, land acrobatic on the ground.
I'll get down and I'll be like, I thought about jumping to see if I could, stomp on the top of the tower, but I'm small.
It's okay, man. You really, if you pointed us in the right direction, that's what we really needed. So
I'd like to think that Fitsum talked you out of jumping. You the whole time you were up there, you were like, Fitsum's like, don't do it. No. Like, all right, the dinosaur thinks this is a bad idea. I better listen to him.
Yeah, even the dinosaur is waving me down.
Do a flip.
Jump.
Speaking of which, that's a really good idea. Can I get Fitsum to walk around the base of this tower to smell any signs of passage via different human or humanoid sense to ours?
Yeah. Fitsum's gonna walk around and follow your directions and start sniffing, and Fitsum seems real nervous and starts sniffing at some of the holes and gets more nervous to the point of getting very scared and
Okay.
moving into further into the trees away from the tower.
Yeah, I'll definitely call him off. I don't want to, cause Fitsum any distress. And I say, yeah, something in there doesn't smell right. I think we should be wary as we go. Anyway, we head in the direction of the tough thicket of tree. Thicket.
You make it to the thicket of trees, and you see what looks to be a ring of stones. I'm not talking about small rocks put in a circle. Look to be shaped and formed stones made up into a ring with a stone base between them. You easily see runes marked on 8 of the 12 stones.
Can I inspect those runes and see if I recognize anything?
Sure.
Okay.
Make an Arcana check for me.
Alrighty. 15.
These look very familiar to you as they are a rudimentary form of runes that are used within Decaneth secret buildings for transportation.
Like for transportation?
Mm-hmm. You're familiar that people would use these.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, these runes seem to mark this as a passage, at least. I'm not sure how to activate it or anything, but
You are sure. Step in.
oh, am I? Oh, I can.
Yeah. It wouldn't be as easy or helpful if you had to like flip a switch or do something, but once you step into it, both feet hit the ground flat, it activates.
Okay, cool. What happens when it activates?
Oh, you actually step in and do that?
I mean, at this point, we've come this far.
Okay, so you do it, and so Flu and Quinn, you watch him disappear. Den, a bright flash of magic, and you are instantly standing in the center of a large circular chamber. At opposite sides of the round chamber are matching arched stone doors. A pair of massive ogre-sized hulking forms encased in heavy plate armor stand, weapons at the ready. Almost as soon as you arrive, both towering knights begin swinging deadly-looking spiked flails as they wordlessly stomp towards you with grim purpose.
I was gonna try to not die tonight. So if I could, I think
You got to roll initiative.
Sorry, what'd you say? I need to roll initiative?
Yep.
That's a nat 20, so 22.
That's funny. That's very
So funny,
Very-
Jim.
no, really. This is hilarious. I'll tell you in a minute. So this is going to be treated as a surprise round. The other two of you, go ahead and make an initiative roll for me real quick as well. Since this is being treated as a surprise round, Quinn and Flu, you won't get to act. As you are standing out there just having watched him disappear, and because he's talking about waiting for about what's going on, you're like, is he coming back?
A quick question. Earlier in the game, it would have been 7 days ago in game time, but I did summon a sword to my person. Can we assume that I've summoned that to myself every day?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, I have no problem if you want to say that it is typically that same sword that you keep summoned.
Yeah, I'll try and make a point of the weapon that I want to have when we play. But yeah, longsword today for now.
Okay, well then what we'll do is that if you haven't said what it is by like getting into combat, we're just going to assume that it's the longsword. If you make a point to say today I've got this and I'm summoning axes
Cool.
right now.
Cool.
Cool. So Den, you are first. Remember, you are you arrive, and maybe read it again. Bright flash of magic, and you are instantly standing in the center of a large circular chamber. At opposite sides of the round chamber are matching arched stone doors. A pair of massive ogre-sized hulking forms encased in heavy plate armor stand, weapons at the ready. Almost as soon as you arrive, both towering knights begin swinging deadly-looking spiked flails as they wordlessly stomp towards you with grim purpose. This room is about 30 foot in diameter, and with your passive perception, you can see that you are also standing in the middle of a similar ring of what you were just what you were just in when you teleported here.
Yeah, so Den's gonna.
Ooh, you also have you're in combat. You don't have it right now. Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Ben is going to cast Mage Armor and start frantically screaming out, Aunt Marie, I came here to warn you.
Okay.
Yeah. So casting Mage Armor, target's base AC becomes 13 plus. So I will bump up my armor class by 3 to 15.
Okay.
And that'll last for 8 hours or until I put on armor.
Perfect.
But
All right.
yeah, I think Den's kind of frozen there, like, oh, what did I get myself into?
Okay, they both start coming toward you, and they are going to swing their flails at you. And you said you had a 15?
Yep.
Let's see. Oh. Here we go. First one, he makes his big sweeping attack. And you said you're at a 15. I'm rolling terrible.
Good. Like that.
So yeah, it's only a 14. And he's going to then make a second attack with his fist as he goes to swing at you real bad. And that's a 15 on the dice. So this one is going to start off with... Ooh, all right. Here we go. Starting off with a whopping 12 damage. 12 bludgeoning as this thing punches at you. The second one is going to try to do the same thing with a sweep. Yeah, it's a whole whopping 9. And a 14 again. Same dice. Wonderful. Den, they have both made it up to you. And it is your turn again.
Well, I'm almost dead.
No, you've got life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Den's
Yeah.
gonna live. Den's gonna live. You guys do
I'm gonna eat
remember.
one of my walnuts.
Already? Really?
I have 7 HP right now, and both of those guys just hit me for more than that with their offhand. So, I mean, I'm alone in a room with 2 things that could kill me by flicking me. Maybe.
So, because that walnut, again, to clarify, the walnut gives you the effects of a full night's rest. So that means all spells replenished,
Right,
all
right,
HP
right.
back up, spent hit dice, you get those back. Daily abilities are returned.
Okay, but if I run, they get an attack of opportunity. If I cast a spell, they kill me before I can eat a walnut.
You can dodge.
Hey, you've got that fog spell, right?
Yeah.
That makes it so it's harder to hit you. That gives concealment.
Yeah. It also makes it so when my friends come to help, they can't see shit. When they, so I'm going to move off of the platform first. Maybe I'll cast Fog first. Yeah, I'll cast Fog Cloud and get off of the platform. Unless you were just trying to bait me into something because they don't use vision to see.
No, I want you to live.
Okay, so they do need to have vision to see, to detect me. All right, I'll cast Fog Cloud.
All
It'd
right.
be very fun for the guys to teleport into.
And what are you going to do from there?
Does that negate their attack of opportunity at that point? Because I want to not be in the same place on their next turn when they can't see and just start swinging.
Read to me what Fog Cloud does then.
Fog Cloud, you create a 20-foot radius sphere of fog. This area is heavily obscured. It lasts for the duration or until wind of moderate or greater speed disperses it. All it says is that the area is heavily obscured as far as the actual effect of being in the fog.
Heavily obscured is like being blinded. So they can't see you.
So I can slink away without drawing their attack.
They're going to get to attack you, but they've got disadvantage.
All right, well, I've been revived before.
Well, that's a 2 on the dice for the lowest one there, and a 6 on the dice. So that's 13 at best. You feel the air swing and patterns form in the fog as you move. Do you want to say, since this is, let's see, this is a circular room. Right now, they came at you from 9 and 3.
They're huge, right? So
Yeah, these are large.
I'm just trying to decide if I want to be in between them and hopefully, I don't know. I'm just going to duck out and away to the left side and stay in the fog.
Okay. That brings us up to Quinn. Quinn, it's quiet. And
Yeah.
Den hasn't come back.
All right. So I think I look at Flu and I say, I think we should both stand on that circle at the same time. I prepare my full round to move to the center of the teleporter at the same time as Flu does.
So, if you ready an action, I actually watched a video on this today and learned this. If you ready an action, it allows you to move in response or attack in response. So if you ready your action to move with him, when you show up, you don't have an action.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine. Do that.
Okay. Then Flu.
I think he looks at him and nods his head, and he steps into the thing so that they're timed and get in there at the same time.
All right. You both get in there at the same time, plant your feet. You both end up in this fog, and you can hear the sounds of gears moving and the metal clanking against it. And you can't see anything right now. But you still have an action, Flu.
But to be fair, they are probably pretty familiar with this fog cloud at this point.
Yeah.
Oh God, he farted. Something
He did it again.
He got scared and farted again. Yeah, so if I'm going to come in, I think instinctually, as soon as there's sort of this fog and he can't see as well as he'd like to, I think immediately his hair sort of extends further back and his face or his posture sort of hunches over a little bit more. He draws his sword out, and so I'm going to shift, and then I'm going to move towards the gears.
Okay, cool. You move towards the gears, and within 2 steps, you are dodging this machine creature that is flailing. So you're right on top of it.
Cool. I think I'm going to then use my action to sort of, I think as he sort of dodges this thing and is now right in front of him, he's going to use his action, and with his metallic left arm, he's going to sort of nick one of these things to get a feel for where it's at, so that it gives this the metallic like a baseball bat hitting a fence, like a ting, and I'm going to cast True Strike on myself.
Okay. And then the knights. Do they recharge? Yes. No. All right. So one knight is going to make both attacks, looking for Den. One attack is going to miss automatically, but the second one does a 14 hit you, Quinn?
Me? No.
Cool. It is attacking for where it was attacking for Din. Din wasn't there, and it missed completely. However, the second attack was being swung, and you were close enough to where Din originally was that the whiff of it, you see the very end of a flail come right in front of your face, slow motion style, and then swing away. And then the second one is going to go after. It's going to try to attack the three of you. First one against Din. Nope, it's a 4 on the dice. And same dice, it's a 4 on the dice against Quinn. And that's only a 6 on the dice. Does a 13? 13 doesn't hit you, Flu. So it swings like crazy. It's going to make one more attack against Flu. And this fog is doing exactly what it's got to do. It's only a 12. That goes back up to Din.
Would you say that I can tell that that Quinn and Flu are here by the hubbub that's just happened in front of me?
You can assume. They've not said anything. You've heard extra sounds of metal on metal.
Yeah, I think Den's just like, guys, Flu, is that you? Aunt Marie? And just calling out, I'm still right next to one of these guys, right?
One of what guys?
Sorry, the mechanical ogres or whatever they're.
Off to the side.
Knights. I want to cast Ray of Enfeeblement on the one closest to me.
Okay.
Okay. So I need to do a disadvantage because it's a ranged attack or whatever. All right. It'll be 15.
15 will not hit.
Goody goody gumdrops. All right, so Den's just going to kind of feel around and keep moving over to the left, kind of making his way towards the arches, but not necessarily like making a break for it or anything. Staying within the fog.
Does Ray of Enfeeblement have something on a miss?
Nope, I don't think so. Maybe I read it wrong.
Oh.
No.
It does not say a black beam. It said a black beam, innervating energy springs from your finger toward a creature within range. It doesn't say that a creature you can see.
Yeah, make a ranged spell attack. On a hit, the target deals half damage.
Okay. All right. Do you want to move?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I want to keep moving towards the arches, but staying in the.
Do you want to let the fog out?
Maybe after I move, so
Okay.
I can be sure that the other forms that I see are friendly and not more enemies. I can always cast fog again. So, yeah.
All right. So then all of a sudden the fog clears up. As the fog clears up, you see in the middle of the room Din and Quinn and Flu fighting back to back against the two clockwork creatures. Let's say there's a rusted one on Flu and a shiny one on Quinn. And Quinn and Flu, you guys notice as soon as the fog's gone, you see this entire room, only about 30 foot in diameter, but you notice that there are holes all throughout the floor in here. Quinn, you're up.
Okay. Is it an action to activate that rapier? I can't remember if it was a bonus action or an action.
It's a bonus.
Okay. I will activate the rapier. And we're fighting back to back, but could I reach the one that is not attacking me?
You cannot.
All right, I will attack this one that is attacking me then with this rapier. And I have a 19 to hit it.
That'll hit it.
And I deal 9 piercing damage and 4 fire damage to it. It is also the target. No, it's not, because I am not raging. Next round, that will happen. Yep. So I've bonus actioned. I've actioned. Yeah, that's it for me.
All right. Flu.
I think as the smoke sort of dissipates, he's got this like crazy smile on his face as he's like rearing back this baseball swing and sort of cuts through the remaining fog and tries to hit this guy.
Go for it.
Since there is no fog, True Strike gives me advantage instead of just nixing the disadvantage. That's not great. Let's see. Flu's attack is a 15.
15 does not hit.
Bummer. I think then what he will do is I'm going to activate one of my shifting features anytime. Shit. Never mind. I can't do it on my turn. Yeah, so I guess that's all I'm going to do.
All right. It's their turn. Do they recharge? The shiny one recharges. So they can see Shiny's gonna do that big swinging strike again. And this time it's gonna need Quinn and Flu to make dexterity saving throws.
This isn't in some way a trap, is it?
This is not a trap.
Okay, cool. I hope
You
not
got
to
a
ask that.
19.
Say what?
19.
I
got a 15.
Cool. You are both fine. Quinn, a slam attack against you. Yeah, that's going to be a 20 total to hit you.
Hits.
All right. Terrible roll. 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right.
Flu, here comes a spiked flail at you. That's a 20 on the die.
On the die, huh?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I will, in reaction to being hit, I will Hellish Rebuke.
Did that send the damage back at them?
No, that'd be great, right?
I was like, heck yeah.
No, it's going to do a little bit of fire here. Let's see. All right, so I need 1, 2, 3.
All right, you're going to take 19 points of bludgeoning damage.
Nice. 14. All right. And this Hellish Rebuke is going to do 3d10 of fire. Actually, sorry, he needs to make a dex save. The DC, I think it's only 13. DC
He's got the
13.
-2 to dex, so that's a 2.
All right. Let's see, 16 fire damage.
All right. And the second attack is going to miss. Back up to... they don't move away from you, Flu. I know you were talking about that earlier.
Yeah. I will use my reaction to pop back 10 feet.
Cool. So you're going toward the shiny one then with Quinn?
Yeah. I'm gonna try and position myself so that maybe I'm on the shiny one's north.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So Den, you're up, and you just watched as Flu ran to the other one, leaving you behind the rusted one by yourself.
Good. Hmm. I think I'm going to keep moving towards the arches and then cast Bone Dart back at the
Rusted one or shiny one?
rusty boy.
Okay.
But I do want to move away first before while he's not facing me.
You're not right up against him.
Right.
You are, however,
I want to be even less up against him before I start shooting at him.
Okay.
Before I start throwing my collection of bones at him. Which he'll need to make a con save for that.
That's a 12. What's the DC on that?
I thought I wrote it down, but I have my old one there.
If you upped it, it should be 14.
14?
Yeah,
that sounds right.
Yeah, mine's 13, and I did not do a increase.
That sounds right. Yes, that is. Wait, no. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, 14.
Okay.
I'll write that down and save it after I do that.
What's the damage on that?
D8. It's a 7.
All right.
Gotta roll good somewhere.
Do you want to finish moving anywhere else?
I mean, just towards the left arch, a little further.
All right. They're not archways, or they are arches, but there's doors. Heavy. Looks like heavy stone doors there. So
Okay.
Quinn, you're up. Flu, you're on deck.
Okay. I would like to rage as a bonus action as spirits start to circle around Quinn. I'm still engaged with the shiny one, is that correct?
Yes.
And the not so shiny one is across the other side of the room, is that correct?
So where you are, if we figure it in space, shiny is in front of you, and then Rusted is 10 feet behind you.
Okay. Am I able to tell who it's facing toward?
It hasn't had a chance to respond since Flu moved.
Okay.
So,
I will attack the shiny one.
all right.
17.
17 will hit it.
All right. I have 13 piercing damage and 4 fire damage. It is also the target of my spirits, and it has disadvantage on any attacks that do not target me.
All right. Do you want to move?
Yes, I will even take an attack of opportunity, and I will move in between Den and the non-shiny one.
All right. It's going to make a fist attack against you. And it's a 12.
No.
All right. That puts Flu up.
All right, I am going to take a pot shot at the shiny one here with the sword. Does a 16 hit?
16 does hit.
Hey, this magic moment. Max damage here. 14. Got 14 on him.
With that attack, you see that you are stripping away parts of the metal flying off of it right now.
Okay.
Oil is leaking.
Yeah, I think that's sort of an afterthought. She did say these were automatons. Yeah, so that's my attack.
I can't see they're bloodied. They don't have blood.
Ah, they're oiled. Well lubricated. Yeah, I think. How far away is Din from where I'm at?
From where you're at? He is on the far other side of the room. So 25 feet from you.
I think I'm going to use. I think I'm going to use my speedy movement to sort of run back and circle the rusted one. So I'm sort of running from my position behind Quinn and looping back around to the far side.
You're looping back around to where Quinn is? Or
yeah, on the rusted one. Yeah.
Quinn has moved over between Den and the rusted one.
Yeah. So not behind. Sorry, then I'm going to run behind the rusted one and sort of take up. I'll be on its left side.
Okay. And it's a natural 1, so it misses completely.
Yeah, can it have, what did it try and do? Punch me?
And it tried going at you with a flail.
Can I still do something cool with a critical miss?
Of course.
Is there any way that the flail, are the stones that line the teleportation circle in a tight circle, or are they just around the room?
The stones are in the same size circle as you guys as was outside.
Is there any way that maybe in trying to hit me, he sort of stumbled into the circle and teleported outside?
No, that's impossible.
Okay. All right. Well, then I have nothing cool. Maybe his flail gets stuck.
Okay, cool. Yeah. his foil gets stuck and it's going to take an action to get it out. His foil. Cool. I can be good with that. So then it will take its turn getting its flail out, and the one that's over there on y'all, it's within reach now of Quinn and Flu. It does not recharge, so it's going to make a spike foil attack and a slam attack. Let's see, high or low, Quinn.
Low, please.
Cool, you get the slam attack. That's all right. That's going to be a 22 to hit you.
Yep.
And another natural 1 for the spiked flail on Flu. So damage is going to be 8 non-magical bludgeoning damage to
All right.
Quinn. And there's that other natural 1 Flu. What are you going to do with that?
I think I'm going to keep with the theme, just that they're swinging so hard that these guys can do a great deal of damage, but they hit right between the stones in the wrong spot, and part of the flail gets jammed.
Cool. Then it is up to Den.
All right. So, feeling safely away, Den's gonna cast Magic Missile at a level 2. Ooh. So I create one more dart. Right? Yeah. So I think all 4. I mean, he's focusing on this rusted one. Then just almost hand like he's reaching back for his hand against the wall and just cast Magic Missile. All 4 just hit the rusted one. 4d4. 3, 6, 10, 13 damage.
This one's holding on. Would you like to move?
If I'm not already there, I want to be against the wall.
No, you flatten yourself
near the door. Yeah. Maybe not right against the door, but against the wall near the door.
Cool. Quinn?
I will interact with my hatchet so that I can equip 2 weapons. And I will... both of them look injured. I will attack the shiny one, or move up to it and attack it. If I have to move. Which will be not natural 20 to hit.
That'll hit.
It will be 13 piercing and 3 fire.
All right.
And it will be the target of my spirits. Did I have to move to hit it?
Yes.
All right. I guess I will attack it again with my hatchet. That does not hit with a 13.
All right. Flu.
Yeah, I think he's going to try and chop the rusted one. There we go. It's a 17 on the dice.
Yep.
All right. And that'll do 10 damage, 10 slashing. All of my damage is magical, by the way.
Yes.
Okay.
And do you feel like you got the shiny one on the ropes?
I hit the rusted one.
Oh, then you don't have the shiny one on the ropes. The rusted one seems oiled now as well. Do they recharge? Shiny one recharges. Shiny one has its spiked flail now, so he's going to make an attack against everybody within 15 feet. That's only Quinn right now. Quinn, dex save.
Okay. This is an effect that I can see.
Yes.
All right, he gets me.
Okay, you are thrown back 10 feet and knocked prone.
Thrown back 10 feet and what, sir?
Knocked prone.
Okay.
And it comes running up the 10 feet to you.
Has advantage.
No.
Hello.
And it is going to attack you. Yeah, with an advantage, I rolled a 2 and a 4.
Okay. Yes.
So nothing from that one. The other one, however, looks down to his feet and goes spiked flail on you.
Okay.
Does a 16 hit you? Oh no, sorry. That's the higher one. That's a 12.
He does have advantage.
That was with advantage. Swings a spiked flail, misses, and goes for a slam following it. And that time it's a crit.
Okay. My spirits intercede, and I force you to re-roll that.
Okay, and does it
My
force me
second
to
chance.
reroll just that die in this case of
When a creature you see hits you with an attack roll, you can use your reaction to force that creature to re-roll.
Okay. Okay, this time it's not a crit, but it's still gonna be a 23 total.
That's fine.
You're like, I will take that. Yes.
That's cool.
Cool. So in that moment of it swings that slam down to come get you, it goes at push at the fist, and you watch as those spirits corporeally push back at that, and it pushes through and then throws the elbow in at the side, hitting you going around him
How
for
much damage?
15 bludgeoning.
15.
Mm-hmm.
Non-magical.
Non-magical.
Okay.
And then it goes to Den.
Did that thing not try and hit me? The rusted one?
No,
Did it end
because
its turn right next to me?
It saw me prone and sort of went, I've got advantage, I'll attack Quinn. That's...
Oh. Okay, sorry. I guess I thought it was the shiny one doing all of the attacks.
now the shiny one is the one that knocked him back 10 feet and made him prone, then came up and went to swing at him and missed. And then the second one saw him at his feet, so he swung at him and missed the first attack and then hit the second one.
Cool.
So then it's up to Den.
All right. So yeah,
The shiny one, you can tell that what the rusted one looks like, the shiny one has been looking like.
what?
The rusted one just became bloodied. The shiny one has been bloodied for longer.
Okay. Well, Den is laser focused, and he wants Rust Bucket to die.
Gotcha.
So he is going to brace himself up against the wall and recast Magic Missile here. 8 damage this time.
All right. You want to move? Okay. Quinn.
I stand up.
Yep.
I'm going to attack the shiny one with my rapier. No, I am going to attack the shiny one with my hatchet. No.
Swinging mildly, and they are batting away your attacks. Flu, you see Quinn struggling after having gotten up from being knocked prone.
Yeah, I think I'm going to attack the shiny one. Am I next to him, or do I need to go over to him?
You'll need to move over to him.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and do that. The other one should get an attack of opportunity, I guess.
No, because now there's. Well, are you trying to go to the back side of him?
No, I'm just trying to get over to where I can attack him.
No, so right now, for lack of better terms, Quinn is being flanked.
Okay, I get it.
So you could effectively move to the side Quinn and attack the other one without getting the attack of opportunity from the other one.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm gonna run up and try and hit the this guy here. He's bringing it hard, left to right. 16 again. That hits, I think.
16 will hit. Yeah.
All right. That will be 8 slashing. That's not true. That'll be 6 slashing.
All right. Anything else?
That's all for now.
No bonus.
No. Yeah, no.
Okay. Then they both attack. Neither of them gets their ability back. So, since you're both standing now, we're going to get one each. Flu, your turn, high or low.
I'll go high.
Right, you get the slam attack, and Quinn gets the flail attack.
All right.
Does a 16 hit you?
No, it does not.
Okay. And that's an 18 on the dice against you with the flail attack, Quinn.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's another 15 non-magical.
Okay.
And then, excuse me, one of them is going to attack.
Has one of them ended their turn already?
Yes.
I'm going to swing around.
The shiny one ended his turn.
Cool. I'm going to use my movement to swing around to the backside of the rusted one, putting myself between it and Den.
Okay. Den, high or low? Or not, yeah, Den, high or low.
Aye.
Den, you can choose who gets the spiked flail attack. Is it going to be Quinn or is it going to be Flu?
Probably Quinn.
Right.
That seems to be the pattern.
Quinn, it's going to hit you.
All right.
This one's good. Take a whole whopping 7, non-magical. I love rolling ones. And the other one is a 16 again, Flu.
I am now bloodied.
Wow,
You have
really?
taken enough damage to
Holy
kill
cow.
him twice
Oh, I
already.
forget you're resisting half all of this stuff.
I'm having everything.
Oh man, I was like, Jesus.
He's going down. Oh God, he's going down.
Yeah, he kept being like, "Yeah, hit me." I was like, "What are you talking about? You just took 15."
Plus, I
That's
have
funny.
55 health. I mean,
Yeah, which that's crazy. I started out with bonus HP because
this
I shifted,
little 3.5-foot guy is
and I'm not
just
even that close. That's crazy.
You're an angry 2-year-old that can just like do it again. I love it.
Okay.
Yeah, he still has more than my full health.
Yeah. Den, that brings you up. You're just like, oh my God, how's he staying alive? I would have died. Den, you're up. You get the feeling that if you can focus your attacks, you might be able to take one down.
Okay. Well, then I will take the lead of my partners in crime and attack the shiny one. Because that's why we can't have nice things.
Oh no. If you're still laser focused, be laser focused. That statement's not necessarily for you, it's for the group. If you can you look at both of them and go, these things we are splitting
Well,
right now.
okay, let me put it this way. What just hit Quinn? Which one just
Quinn
hit
got
Quinn?
hit with a flail attack.
By which one?
Rusty.
All right. I'm gonna hit Rusty then. Do Bone Dart. So con save for 14.
That's a 15.
Nice. So it does nothing. Yeah.
There's nothing.
All right. Well, neither does Den. Here we are.
Quinn.
All right. So the shiny one's still up.
Oh yeah.
All right. We will attack that. There we go. That's a 21.
Yeah.
All right. It's going to take 9 piercing and 3 fire.
Okay.
Is it still up?
It is.
I will attack it with my hatchet. Missing, but it is the target of my spirits.
Gotcha. Do you want to move?
Where is the other one at the moment?
Right behind you.
Right behind me. Is it facing toward me?
Yes.
Then I see no reason to move.
Okay. Flu.
Yeah, if this rusted thing's not facing me, I'm definitely going to take another pot shot.
At the rusted one?
Yeah, just he just hits him and then runs away and then hits that guy and then runs the other side. It's all about a process.
I hate you guys.
The Whittler. That's 17 total.
Yeah, 17 will hit.
All right, that is 13 damage.
All right. Well, they both get to attack now. Oh, wait, did you want to move?
No, I'll wait till he lets me.
Okay. Quinn. High or low?
Low, please.
You said low?
Yes, I did.
Okay, you're going to get a slam attack from one and a flail attack from the other.
All right.
Here we go. The flail attack is going to miss. The slam attack is a 19.
Yeah.
8 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Flu, you get a flail and a slam as well.
So if the shiny one is attacking him, it has disadvantage.
All right. It said nat 1, 19. So the slam is going to hit you. Ooh, 13 points of bludgeoning. And
Hellish Rebuke.
you've already done that. Oh, this is one of your spells. Okay.
Yeah. I still have it up. He needs to make a dexterity save, 13.
I was like, dude, it's a 12 on the dice. Sorry. Oh, wait. Yeah, he's got -2. 10.
All right. That's 9, 6, and 10. So what is that? 25 fire damage.
Oh.
That drops that one.
Is it the rusted one?
Yes.
It smells like pennies.
Smells like pennies. Flattened pennies.
I've been waiting on one of them to hit me for like 3 or 4 rounds so I could rebuke again.
Well, the problem is that the shiny one now gets to attack.
Why?
Because he has his attack too.
I thought he's the one who did the slam and the flail already.
No.
Sorry.
They both aimed for you the first time, and then they hit me, and then they're going to hit you again. Is that what's happening?
I think so.
It's ridiculous.
So 7 to hit you. Or no, that's a 10. So you'll get missed. And it is going to move around Den so that around Quinn. Sorry, Den, didn't mean to scare you. It's going to move around Quinn so that it's got Quinn and Flu within its reach. His massive 15-foot reach with that flail.
Okay.
Damn. Is he next to me?
No.
Chicken.
Yes.
Chicken shit.
I told you last round that if you worked it together, you would have dropped one. You only dropped that one because it hit you, not your own advice.
Also, can't the one that's left not hit either of us or something? What does your spell do, Matt?
It gives him disadvantage.
Okay.
It's a disadvantage, yeah.
All right, so we got to make them real angry here.
Can we make a con save again?
No. I'm
Do
gonna
it. There it is. Con
click
save's
the con
made.
save. I don't want it. I'm gonna cast Magic Missile again as a level 2 because my bones aren't healthy. Oh man, such good damage. 12. 2. Oh, you rolled a 2.
No, that's all you needed.
Oh, that's fine. If I had done the other one, I probably would have failed the con save here.
I love you. I rolled this con save and it was a 9. I was like,
I
cool.
don't care. I got a walnut that lets me sleep.
I got a walnut that lets me sleep. And you take out the second one, and you guys are exhausted and beat up in this room that Flu looks at and goes, I think we're standing on a trap. And let's take a break there and come back for the last hour.
Okay.
See you in 5.
See you in 5.
Jim, is Mage Gas Mask a spell I can learn? Or maybe like steel-bottomed boots? Mage steel-bottomed boots that don't get spikes through them?
That's funny.
Kind of spider walking or something. I know there's a thing for climbing that's spider walking, but
All right.
All right. So these machines are broken up. They are large with large flails, and there are doors. One on the north side and one on the south side.
Can I figure out what the trigger to the trap is? Even if we've already sort of got it in motion?
You'll have to make an investigation check.
Okay. I do have advantage. And that advantage has granted me a 16.
You're not quite able to figure it out.
But I know that we are on some sort of trap.
Absolutely.
Where is the most likely place that the danger is coming from? Would I assume it's the holes in the ground?
Nope.
So yeah, I say, yeah, if anybody's got to move, tread lightly, because I'm not sure how long the fuse is on this thing, but we could be in a little bit of trouble. Looks like this place is trapped.
Quinn says, I'm probably the lightest of us. So if I move, it's less likely that if it's a pressure thing, will go off because I'm lighter. So
I feel like if it was a pressure thing, the giant hulking machines we just fought might trigger them.
yeah, that's true.
You know, when they were slamming their flails into the ground. I'm curious if it might have something to do with these two doors.
So are both doors closed? Yeah. Are the holes in the walls all the way around the room or just on one side?
There are no holes in the walls in this room. Just the floors.
Yeah. So there's holes in the floor, not holes in the walls. Right. Are those all the way around the room or just one side?
All the way over the floor.
Okay. I look at Dan and I say, do you think you could maybe detect magic?
Yeah, I think Den is gonna not even answer and just look around the room, casting detect magic.
While he's doing that, I'm going to go over to the big automatons and sort of look them over.
All right. There is a faint glow of magic fading away from the automatons. And it looks like you find a bunch of scrap.
Could it have been important as to where they started out or where they stood? Does that matter? Are the doors the same?
Make an investigation roll on the doors.
Sorry, muted. 7.
A whole 7, huh? Yeah, the doors look like they're made of rock.
Actually, I believe there's something to do with the doors. I'm going to spend one of my action points. I get to add a D6. Got a 6, so that's a 13.
You are able to find a very intricate set of locks on the door, and you feel like there's more information. Like, you're looking at it going, what does this mean, though? Like, you see it, and yeah, this is what it's going to take to unlock it, but you're missing something.
Yeah, I think I would probably sort of point this out to both of them, but call Den over maybe to have a closer look.
You when you called it over, you're able to also able to point out some. Sorry, I missed this part. Some symbols that look arcane.
All right, great. Yeah, Den's gonna jump on that. I'm gonna roll investigation as well.
Mm-hmm.
I get advantage since it's got arcane symbols on it.
You do in this case.
That's a 21.
All right. So, looking at this, it's a complicated combination lock using arcane symbols that you can tell are going to require you to make consecutive Arcana checks to unlock it. But even saying that, that's going to be easier than if someone uses thieves' tools on this one. You can also tell, based off of the locks and what Flu points out to you, that should you fail a roll, the DC will go up for the rest of the rolls every time up to a point of capping out.
Okay, well, I think Den explaining these risks, with you guys knowing this might trigger something, but it also might be our only way out. I'd like to give it a shot if you guys are okay with it.
Yeah, have at it.
All right.
So, but just before, sorry,
Yeah.
just before we do, are you looking at the south door or the north door? Right now.
I think it was the door that when he popped in, they were at 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock. This is the door that was 9 o'clock, if I'm not.
No. The clockwork nights were at 9 and 3. The doors were at 12 and 6.
Okay, sorry.
So north door or south door?
No idea which one's which. I was at the one on the left during combat. I mean,
Cool. We'll say north door then.
whichever one the arcane lock is on, unless it's on both.
They might be on both.
On both.
It's on both.
Okay, so north door. All right. Go ahead.
All right, here we go. Oh boy. Nat 20. It's 26 on the first roll.
That's one.
Do I hear a satisfying click? A
You
magical click?
a humming.
Oh boy. That's always good. Den looks over his shoulder a little bit like, it's working. It's working. 14.
All right. The more the door begin to hum.
Okay. $17.
And the humming gets louder until satisfying click.
Turn around and there's spikes through my friends. I think it worked. Oh god. So is that the lock disengaged then? As far as I can tell? Or is that the first step of the lock disengaged?
You feel as though you have unlocked the door.
All right. Well, I did my part. So, which one of you guys is gonna, try the door?
I'll open it.
Roll initiative.
Step back. Okay. Roll initiative.
Everybody roll initiative.
Oh, good. Everybody eat a walnut. Roll initiative.
Everybody eat a walnut.
10. Ooh, 6.
Oh,
So many in it. So many naturals.
so who's opening the door?
I said I would.
Yep. All right. The door opens. And spikes coming out of all of the holes. And everybody's being attacked. Den, that's going to hit you it's a 24. Quinn, that's only a 14.
No.
Flu, that's 20. You're going to take 3 points of piercing damage.
Half of 3 is 2 or 1.
Round down. And from there, Den, you're up. No. Yes, Den, you're up.
So, sorry, is there nothing behind the door and it just triggered the trap, or is there a room behind the door?
There is a room behind the door. And the trap and the spikes are starting to go away. Eldritch runes the shattered remains of what was once a massive stone. No. Tell me what letter that is. Oh, there we go. This area is chock full of organized piles of coal, iron ingots, iron filings, and rusted scrap metal in every shape and size imaginable. Numerous hand carts, racks of basic tools, buckets, and barrels sit rotting as if they were abandoned in the midst of a day's work left unfinished. A heavy coating of dust covers everything in the oddly shaped area. You all easily see that there are numerous small-sized and square-toed footprints in the dust.
What shape footprints are?
Square-toed footprints.
Like more automata squares, square-toed.
You're still in initiative.
Mm. Well, I'm not gonna run into this room, that's for sure.
Need to make a
And
decision.
I'm gonna cast prestidigitation to move some like ingots and stuff around in the room, just to like make noise in there a little bit.
Okay.
Just real weary about crossing that precipice after the last time I did landed me between two robots all alone.
All right. So then, let's see. You see a bunch of what look like clockwork spiders coming out of all of the piles, and they start charging toward the door. And the spikes shoot back up through the floor again. Quinn?
Mm-hmm.
It's a nat 20.
Sure.
Dan? It's a 14. Blue? An 8. So, Quinn, you're going to take a total of 10.
Okay.
And Dan, you take 2.
Wait, in spite of losing to my AC?
Oh. No, yeah. Okay, yeah. Your mage armor's still up. Good. No, you won't take anything then.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, Quinn, you're up.
I guess I've got to just play Quinn. The door is open. Do I see spikes in the next room when the spikes come out?
You do not see spikes in the next room when the spikes come out.
All right. I say, as a free action, there's no spikes in the next room. Let's go. I will then. Which way is the door opening? Is it opening toward me, or is it opening toward the next room?
Toward the next room.
I will walk into the next room and hold the door open. I will drop my hatchet, and my action will be equipping my shield. That's my turn.
All right. Flu.
Did Mike go? Oh yeah, you
Yep.
did.
Yeah.
I think Flu would shout out, "You don't think I should try the other door?"
I don't see what's in the other room. There's no spikes in this room.
All right. And I think Flu would run in through the door that's being held open.
Okay.
There are spiders, though.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. There are the clockwork spiders.
Can I see to a... Well, shit. Nope, never mind.
You've moved. You haven't done anything else.
Would you say this is a swarm?
No.
Okay. How many are there?
4.
I'm going to, as a bonus action, select number 2 as my Hexblade Curse. And then I'm going to go try and take a swing at it, I guess.
Here, let's do this to help us out. There's a pink one, a blue one, a green one, and dummy.
All right, I'm going to go
Those are the
for it.
names I'm giving them. Pink, blue, green, dummy.
I'll go after green.
Got it.
But yeah. All right. So we want to hit. That is a 14.
That will hit.
All right. So then if that hits. All right. That is a 11 damage.
All right. Anything else?
That's all I've got.
All right. Well, then it's them. 2 are going to go against you. 2 are going to go against Quinn. So the one who rolled a 5 is going to miss you, Flu, but the one who rolled a 16 is going to end up hitting you. And it's going to do a whole whopping 6 points of piercing damage. And you have to make a DC 13 con save.
Flu's down.
Flu's down.
All right.
Should have ate that walnut.
Should have hit that wall. The other 3 are going to blow poison gas out in a 15-foot cone. So that will get... how far into the room are you, Den?
Still in the other room. Thank you.
Right. How far into that room are you?
I don't know. Probably like far enough away that poison gas wouldn't hit me. I was standing behind Quinn, so I gotta say probably 10 feet into the room.
Okay, you guys have got to make 3 con saves.
3 con saves. All right. Here we go.
Good.
That's
Good.
My lowest was 12.
Which one was that? First, second, or third?
That was second.
Right.
My highest was 6.
Oh my god.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I rolled like a... Ugh. It was bad.
Okay.
I should have ate that walnut. That's what I'm trying to say.
Eat the walnut. Red the clown. Okay, so Quinn, you're gonna take 8 points of poison,
Ow.
and Din, you're gonna. Oh no, sorry, 6 points of poison. Din, you take 8.
I'm down. In the spike room.
Oh no.
Do we have any potions?
No, we haven't had money for like
Oh, my
forever.
God.
You guys have chosen not to sell stuff.
TPK! TPK! TPK!
Oh,
All right.
I'm trying. Oh my gosh, I am praying for you guys right now.
It's gonna take a miracle.
A Christmas
All right.
miracle.
Don't jiggle the door and activate the spikes is all I'm asking.
Well, the spikes activate. Actually, Din, make a death save.
I don't wanna.
I don't want.
Remind me again. Am I just rolling a d20 here?
Just roll a flat d20, man.
Okay. Do I want high or low? I gotta pick which dice I want to use. Oh, God.
Roll a 20. Roll a 20.
yeah, that'll be great. I would love if I had rolled a 20 instead of a 3.
You rolled
Yes,
a 3?
sir. So that's my first failure on the death save.
Pretty sure you're about to die, dude.
Oh, I am pretty sure. Unless my cool aunt swoops in and saves the day.
You hate her.
Okay.
I was 8 when she left. Thank you. I don't fucking know her. I don't judge. A lot's changed. My whole family died except for her.
I don't judge. A lot's changed. So, since you're unconscious and you get hit, it's immediately a crit. So, and a crit counts as 2 failed death saves.
So he's dead.
So you're dead.
Nice.
Shit.
All right, well, my next character and Zilch are probably romantically intertwined.
You're like, you know who looked like a badass? Gyrix. That's who I am.
Yeah, I'm gonna play that dude. He's a war veteran.
Wait, this sounds okay. Yeah, the spikes come up and you watch his body just, and then they slowly go down and
Good
bring
luck,
him
guys.
down, and then pull out of his body.
Okay.
Oh,
Now I didn't ask this earlier, but now that we've had a character death, on that poison gas stuff, should that have affected me? Because I was clearly right in front of them. I'm pretty sure.
you should have. That would have killed you too, then, huh?
Yeah, I would have been dead first.
That's 3 saves. Okay.
Right.
Quinn?
So what I would like to do, is it my turn?
Yeah.
Right. So,
Hey, Matt, it's your turn for the rest of the night.
so here's what I do. I rage.
And I go and pick up everybody's walnut. Let's fucking go.
I'm just gonna drag both of these bodies into the teleport circle. Please.
If
One of
only it
them
was
is-
me
Can't do
that
that.
survived.
One of them
No.
is kebabbed.
Yeah. Also,
Come on. Let
that
me.
teleport circle doesn't
I'm,
go
I'm
both ways.
raging. I have advantage on strength checks here. Can I drag both of them into the teleport circle?
Yeah, absolutely.
I drag both of them into the teleport circle.
Nothing happens.
I'm full dead, Matt. Or real dead.
I've typed deceased next to the character's name on the sheet.
As a bonus action, no, a bonus action raged. I've used my movement. I guess my action will be to see if I can figure out how to activate the teleport.
All right.
Investigation or something.
Sure.
I mean, yep. Cool. I'm gonna spend my spend an AP here because I've got to try, and so I have not natural 20 all up.
All right. So with that not natural 20, you are able to put together the pieces of nothing's happening. I'm standing on this. Wait, I was standing in the middle of this ring fighting. It doesn't work going this way.
Okay, well, I mean that's my turn.
Make the save. Make
The spikes.
oh no, the spikes get to attack you.
Yeah, they do. I'm raging.
That's a 13, so it'll miss.
It'll miss.
The spiders come running in after you. Doesn't recharge. Doesn't
Should prepare
recharge.
the spiders, though.
Doesn't recharge. Oh, there's all 4 of them still. Yeah. So none of it recharges. They all come running in, and they're gonna all attempt to bite you.
All right, I have my shield. It's an 18 to hit me.
12. 18.
Yeah, 18 hits.
10. 10. All right. So you're gonna take a whole whopping 7 points of piercing damage, and you gotta make a con save.
All right, I take 3. I make a con save. It is not good enough. What happened?
You'll take 5 poison damage then,
All right.
and it's your turn. So here you are, these spiders crawling over your dead buddies.
Yeah. All right.
And you're surrounded by them.
And I know that they're dead.
They are not getting back up, and the spikes continue just come on to both of them now.
I'm actually in the other room.
No, he said he drug you in
No,
here.
I dragged you in.
no, yeah, you're right.
That's so much better.
He's sure that we can't bring you back for any reason ever.
He's just dragging you through.
I just have to play Quinn, right? Like this is what I have to do. All right.
Oh,
I will disengage, leaving my friends behind. And I will go back through the door and close it behind me so that I'm in the room without the spikes.
okay.
And I'm going to lean against the door so that it can't frickin' open.
It does not open, and all you hear is you're in this tower by yourself now, hearing tick 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 as those spiders are tapping on the door. And since you're the only one left, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and call it with Quinn going, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? And leave his fate up to Story for another point.
Okay. GG!
I know that if I kept playing, I would kill you. Oh.
I have 3 hit points left.
No! And you're like, hold on, Walnut, 50, whatever.
Yeah, damn right. I'm gonna live, baby.
Yeah, I mean, you got a little barbarian running through this witch's castle with 3 full days rest, like with an 8-ball, 3 of them. He is hitting to the top of the tower.
A 2-year-old on an 8-ball. Oh my God, that's great. At some point, he's like, all right, I'm going to take this one so I can open the doors and go back in there and get the other 2 and get out.
I still have my bag of tricks. I can do this. I can solo them.
Yeah, Kevin will be here any minute.
Well, that was fun.
Sorry, folks. Not much I can do when you're dead.
I've never done that. I've never been in a situation where I've gone after party members that hard.
That's my first unplanned character death.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
His name was Bubani. He was the plague. He was meant to die.
He was the plague.
wow.
I
Should not have told that witch I was going to give it to her. I think she cursed me.
So, yeah, we'll go ahead and end there with the concept of a halfling on an 8-ball. He throws until he gets the tiger. Let's go!
No, it's gonna be a bear, baby. This has to be a bear.
That's what we want. We want the axe beak out. Him and the axe beak just running through.
I still got my healing touch too, so I can.
Oh, so
and I can use that. I could use that per long rest. So I've got so many resources up my sleeve.
Oh no, he accidentally built himself into a solo character.
I'm just gonna solo this, baby.
Yeah, when you said bag of tricks, I thought you were talking about the bag with all the animals, but you meant all your unspent resources.
Oh yeah, see, I did too. Watch him. This will be the first encounter in the history of Eberron where, at least in time-wise, that the halfling is the one shouting out, "Leroy!"
Damn right. All right. Well, death, and to be continued.
Yeah. Thanks. Let's talk about that.